All right. So there's a huge problem with Once Human. You guys, I know you came to watch that. Give me a second. So we're just watching Arms Gold or whatever, and then the devs just responded to his. So we're just gonna watch the last bit of Arms Gold, and then the devs to Once Human just told us a new thing because everybody's so mad, everybody's so pissed off. I'm pissed off because every 6 weeks they're gonna redo the entire map, and they're not gonna just like wipe your stuff. They're gonna wipe your stuff and then introduce like a whole new game, apparently. And it's like nobody in history has ever been able to do that. But then we thought, aha, they're gonna use AI or whatever. But it's like, dude, the game itself right now is barely like it's playable, but there's still a lot of glitches in it. There's still a lot of things like I did all the little purple areas and I turned it with a little green check on it. Like it's all gonna be gone in 6 weeks. Everybody's so mad. Everybody's like saying, well, it could be a year. Like let's do yearly resets, do all this stuff. Everybody's flipping off the devs, man. Like because it's a really good game. We'll give you that. We love the game, but you're gonna like reset us. You're gonna take away everything we worked so hard for. I'll do it once. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the thing. But we're quitting after the first thing. And you're telling me you're gonna reset every 6 weeks the entire game? No, no. We say no. And if you say no too, let's watch this, man. Let's see what they say.
Very good. Yeah, I can see yearly wipes. I don't think that they should do that. I think they should do a like I don't even know. Like I'm trying to think about like what can even I actually don't know. I feel like they need to just sit down and brainstorm about this. Seasons are currently an excuse to sell a battle pass, and like that's the problem, right? Is I think that a lot of games are built around they're built around its monetize. The game is built around its monetization. And I think this is a huge issue for a lot of games. So like Once Human, this game, like look how healthy this game is. This is one of the most healthy graphs that I've ever seen for a game.
Yeah, let me get my headphones on.
It's hitting like 200K people, like right now 187 for this day. This is so good. And this is the end of week 2, by the way. Yeah, this isn't like day 3 of the game. It's week 2.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah, it's a great game in a lot of ways. I just think they need to add in more ways for it to be fun. And add in new content and don't just like fucking reset people's progress. Because I feel the exact same way Code does.
Yeah.
150 hours in 2 weeks. I don't want the reset. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, Cody, like I joined like your Hive and like all that shit. And like, yeah, you guys have been cooking, man. Pirate Software, I talked with the devs. Judging by clip use, this tweet's from 12th of July. Yeah, he talked with them. Also, they reached out to me as well. I haven't really talked about that, but they did. And I've actually been compiling some feedback and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, the developers, here's the thing, is the developers of this game, I am really, really like positive about Once Human. The reason why I'm really positive about it is because the developers are proactive with seeking solutions to problems.
Mm-hmm.
The game is not pay to win.
Right.
And it plays well and it's fun. That's the reason. Yeah, they care. Like, I'm very positive about this game. We always talk about bad monetization.
Mm-hmm.
We love to talk about bad monetization. But you know what? Once Human has good monetization. And it's is it a free game? I don't even know if it is. But I think it is. Is it a Chinese game? Yeah, I think one of the developers, it's like NetEase or something like that, is a developer or the publisher of the game. Yeah, it's a free-to-play game. It's incredible. So I'll link you guys Ko's video again. I completely agree with everything he said.
Yeah, man.
I want to give you this book for free.
No, you don't.
It contains the exact roadmap that you can use.
Boo! All right, the one that I was trying to show you guys, it's not on here. It would be, it just came out. Where is it? Where did it go? I think it's under like my, here, let me find it real quick for you guys. Just watch some of my old shit. I'm just kidding. 1 second. Let's see, it's under watch later. Right here.
How many of there were when I played Once Human the other day?
There you go.
And it ended with me uninstalling the video game.
I did. I watched it. That's how I kind of knew.
At the end of every season, you lose all of your items. You keep your blueprints. You can't get your items back out again. They're gone. And you have a creative mode environment for between seasons.
Bang.
Yeah.
Delete. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, no thanks. That's 100% not for me, dude. You're not putting a full seasonal wipe in an MMO. That doesn't work
Right.
that way. Not
Yeah, it
interested
doesn't
even a
work
little
that way.
bit. Not even a little bit. How many?
That
How many
pisses
of you are there
everybody
today?
off.
So once Human
Look at those
has
numbers.
a plan to do wipes, they want to do like a reset system where every 6 weeks
Yeah.
they reset the video game effectively, which is like a really goddamn short season. Like it's really so this is the thing
Yeah.
that's really interesting. This is where it becomes very, very why? They're trying to do seasonal content like you would with Diablo, right? Now here's the part that's very
Right.
interesting about this. In countries like Korea and China, they have no problem with this. This is
Right.
normal and fine. In Western countries such as Europe, Australia, and the United States, this is not okay. So it's not just an issue of like devs are dumb or anything weird like that. It's an issue of basically the way that people feel about these things in those countries. That's what it is. And the reason why, yeah, we're going to count Australian as Western in this case.
All right.
It's just kind of a cultural difference between these areas, right? So in the United States, Europe, and Australia, a lot of the times what we like is we like to have an item or we like to have a level, and we don't like that shit taken away from us. That
Yeah.
shit's ours, right? We worked
Yeah.
for it. It's ours. God damn it. And like that's kind of like a common thing between these different regions. And in Korea and China, it's like, oh, a reset. I'm going to go and beat people faster. There's no attachment there. So
Right.
items and levels matter a whole lot to people in these regions in general, not always, but in general, right? Yeah, time spent. So I sat down with the developers of Once Human, and one of the people who met with me, we needed to have a translator. So we had a translator from US to Chinese. We had 2 translators, actually.
Yeah.
We had their community team from here in the US. We also had the developers from China, and we all kind of sat down in a video call and just talked about the game. And some of the things that I talked about were these, right? I was like, my take on resets is that an optional reset, season reset in games can be fun. You know, it can be a fun experience. Games like Path of Exile and Diablo do this great, where it's an optional reset. We're like, hey, you could go play a seasonal character, or you could just keep playing your current character out of season.
Right.
That's fine. Mandatory reset feels like no matter what. It always just feels bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, seasonal versus the eternal character. Bingo. So this is the first thing I brought up. I was like, this isn't normal for us because we grow attachment to our characters and we grow attachment to the items that we find. We grow attachment to these types of things because it feels good and attaches a memory to the thing that you found, right? It attaches a
Right.
memory to the item. The moment you got the drop, the moment you killed the boss, the time you hit level 60, right? Like those memories
Right.
get damaged when you delete that stuff from our characters. And that's a cultural thing. That's not the same in all countries of the world, right?
Interesting,
so it's like,
though.
This is something that it makes me feel, right? This bothers me. And I said, when playing an MMO, item drops carry weight for me, as do my characters' levels and statistics. Anything that takes away from that feels like loss of progression always feels bad. I never want there to be loss of progression in any RPG or MMO that I play. Each time or each item or level carries a memory, the cool item drop, etc., right? You know, we've already covered this. So I said taking that item away or level diminishes that memory free and makes me feel less attached to the game.
Right.
The moment you remove that, I have less emotional attachment to your game. I don't even want to play it anymore because not only is that memory gone, but now it feels like wasted time. It's gone, deleted, and you've wasted my time and now I'm irritated, right? Why would I play? What's the point of playing if it's just going to disappear anyway? Who gives a right? So I said item drops in Once Human also cannot be repaired, which immediately made me feel less attached to them. Why farm the really cool weapon if I'm going to lose it in a few hours from now anyway? I'd
Right.
much rather repair these items, even if it was more expensive resource-wise, as it lets me keep that drop that I farmed for. Why the hell am I
Yeah.
going to run a dungeon if I'm just going to lose it, is how it felt to me, right? It's like, oh, well, it's just, I can't repair it. Like, everything is temporary. It doesn't matter. Who gives a right? So that felt really bad, right? Sounds like Tarkov. I could see it working in a game like Tarkov. I could see it working in a game like that because the entire basis of the game is everything is temporary. But this is more of an MMO, right? It has gone in the direction of an MMO. So
Right.
because of that, imagine doing that in World of Warcraft. Imagine never being able to repair your gear in World of Warcraft. Now it doesn't make any sense because that's the kind of community this has garnered and the kind of direction for the game. Like that
Right.
feels real weird, right? Yeah, MMO Tarkov. Bingo. I said cosmetics currently are also per character, which feels just horrible. That's just a bad direction, right? I said I would much rather have these account wide. Currently, I have no reason to buy a cosmetic as it would have to rebuy it for each character that I make. This is another thing that we brought up during the meeting. Why should I buy a cool hat multiple times just because I made multiple characters? I'm not interested in that at all.
Yeah.
So they're incredibly receptive to this. So the part that was really cool about this is not only were they incredibly receptive, they're already enacting change. So they said, thank you for taking the time to discuss this with us and provide such detailed feedback about Once Humans gameplay. We understand meta's concerns, so like the meta-humans, right? About mandatory seasonal resets and how they can affect your sense of progression and attachment to your character. We also recognize that cosmetics being tied to individual characters can be frustrating. We plan to make all purchased cosmetics accessible across multiple characters within the same account by August. So they're changing this immediately.
Nice.
The moment that they can, they're changing this over. So by next
There we
month,
go.
they're making it so that all of your cosmetics are available across all of your characters. Yeah,
Right.
they listen. They 100% listen. They immediately changed this. If you have already purchased the same cosmetic on different characters within the same account, we will refund the consumed Christogen or other in-game currency for the additional purchases once the cosmetics are account-wide. So not only do they listen, they're immediately like, wow, you're totally right. We're fixing that. To all metas, not just pirate software, if you have any comments or feedback about Once Human, please leave a message in the comments section on our official Discord. We will carefully review each piece of feedback, as we mentioned in the dev stream. If metas have any concerns, confusions, or uncertainties, we will promptly respond. And they will, 100%. I talked at length with like some of the moderators on there, some of the community management people, and a lot of them play the game too, and a lot of them were like, yeah, dude, I feel the same way. One of the things we didn't bring up that I'd like to bring up to them, like you just brought it up there, controller support, something didn't come up in the conversation. My big thing right now is fixing the core gameplay loop. Right? Is talking to them about, as a player, the core gameplay loop feels bad because of these reasons, right? Outside of that, you have problems with accessibility for controller support. You have Oceania not having its own server. You know, like there's a couple of these types of things that are important to understand, is like, this is the correct direction for a more Western audience. If you have an audience that is built around attachment to your character, you can't take the character away from them. You know, it doesn't really work that way. Yeah. Bigger guild limits will also be good too. 30 seems low. I can agree with that. I think that's stuff that like they're super receptive to wanting to have more conversations with me, so I'm just going to keep doing that, like legitimately. I want to keep talking to them because I don't think the game sucks. I just think that direction is like, that's so not compelling to me to have a character wipe that I was just like, dude, I'm not going to play this. Like, the game is really cool, but like, I can't invest my time in something that's going to delete my character. Like, I just can't do that. It's just not a thing I can do. So like, yeah, and a lot of people are going to be saying same, you know. So for me, it was like, let's talk to them about this, raise the concern. And they were immediately like, so many people feel this way. Thank you for talking to us. We're going to work on this. And the dev even said, he's like, because I believe he was the game director. He was talking about this. And he was like, some of this stuff, you know, with the direction for this, we want to make the best possible game. We want to do this. It's just going to take time. And I hope that you guys give us that time. And I was like, as long as you communicate with your community, no matter what, they're going to give you that time. You just have to talk to them. So these types of things, incredibly important for keeping that community together. And if you look at the comments in here, grand majority of them are actually super positive. Ones in here are super positive as well. You know, Co-Carnage is in here saying it, Bucky's in here saying it, Dan's is in here saying it. Because, like,
I'm there.
It's just super important to understand is, like, talk to devs like a human being, you know? Just talk to devs as a human being. Transparency and open communication. Bingo. It's almost like, and I've been doing this a lot, it's almost like developers are human beings.
The mods were fed $5.
Thanks to the $5 to the moderator. It's
That's
almost
cool.
like the devs are human beings. And if you have a normal conversation with them, they go, wow, you might be right about that. Who knew? You know? So that's a pretty damn big deal. It's a really big deal, actually. But yeah, no, they did a really good job with this. And yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and watch. Wait and watch.
Yeah, I think that's basically yeah, it's basically what he wanted to say. Ah, man. Well,
gentlemen, welcome back to another Once Human video.
all right, you guys. Well, that's going to be it for right now. I just wanted to hear what the devs were saying. That's really cool that they're going to give us our material, or not our materials, but our texture packs that we buy. They're going to give it to all of our characters. We won't have to buy them again. they're gonna refund you some of the stuff that you used in game, so I can see some exploits happening. But at the same time, thank you for talking. Thank you guys for being here, and thanks for all the things, man, that we've done so far. We've grown real big on Discord, and I really appreciate you guys. We're gonna start doing some fun and freaky things on you know, Fright Night Fridays or something like that. We're just working on it, and we might have a karaoke coming soon. So just stick with us, man. We're about to do some good things, and hopefully one day I'm gonna fix my green screen. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys next time on Skunk Fest.